It's been a little over 3 months since I picked up Sony's flagship earbuds, the WF-1000XM5. After logging about 210 hours of use across commutes, work sessions, gym days, and a few long-haul flights, I've got a pretty solid grip on how they hold up long-term. Spoiler, they're still some of the best-sounding earbuds I've ever used, but they're not flawless. Let's talk about it. Right out of the gate, let's talk about the sound. These things are rich. If you like the XM4s, you're going to feel right at home here. Sony didn't totally reinvent the wheel, but they did fine-tune it. The clarity across highs, mids, and lows is just excellent. Bass hits without overwhelming the rest of the mix. Vocals stay crisp, and there's a surprising amount of soundstage and separation for something this small. It's honestly the closest I've gotten to an over-ear experience in a pair of wireless earbuds. What's even better this time around is the noise cancellation. The improvement over the XM4s is subtle but noticeable, especially in environments with constant ambient noise. Walking downtown, working in a coffee shop, flying. These buds handle it all incredibly well. What really stood out to me, though, was how much better they are at handling wind. You still get a little bit of that wind interference, but it's way more subdued compared to the XM4s. And it's no longer a deal breaker when you're out on a gusty day. And let's not forget the comfort factor. Sony did a great job here. Instead of the hard plastic stems some other earbuds shove into your ear, looking at you, AirPods Pro, the WF-1000XM5 use soft memory foam tips that are super comfortable for long listening sessions. I've worn these for 4 to 5 hours straight with zero ear fatigue. Plus, they come with 4 different tip sizes, and Sony's app actually walks you through a fit test to help you find the right one. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. The only real knock I have with the design is the glossy finish. It looks sleek, sure, but it also makes the buds a little slippery when you're trying to grab them out of the case. Not a deal breaker, just a bit annoying sometimes. Now, can you sleep with them? Not really. They are slimmer than the XM4s and don't stick out as much, but they still protrude enough that if you're a side sleeper, you'll probably press a button or trigger a touch control accidentally. They're not made for that, and honestly, if you're looking for sleep earbuds, there are better options out there specifically for that purpose. Battery life has been solid. You're getting up to 8 hours of playback with ANC on, and that's been pretty accurate in my use. I've never had the buds die on me, even on long flights. The case gives you an additional 16 hours, though I will say I feel like I've had to charge the case a bit more often than I expected. It's slimmer and more pocketable than the XM4 case, but maybe that smaller size comes with some trade-offs in capacity. Charging is thankfully flexible. You've got USB-C and Qi wireless charging. And this time around, Sony added a dedicated Bluetooth pairing button on the case, which just makes pairing with new devices a lot easier. The touch controls are what you'd expect. Tap once for play, pause, double tap to skip forward, triple tap to go back. And now we finally have volume controls. Tap repeatedly on the left for volume down, right for volume up. It's not the most elegant solution, but it works, and it's better than nothing. As far as connection reliability, for the most part, it's been great. I did have a couple of minor hiccups. Sometimes one bud won't connect right away when I pull them out of the case, but popping them back in and out usually fixes it. I've got them set to prioritize sound quality over connection stability in the app, which might be part of the issue, especially when I'm walking a room or two away from my phone. Another big improvement? Mic quality. I used to get complaints with the XM4s when I was on calls, and people would say I sounded muffled or far away. That's gone now. I've used these for Zoom meetings, phone calls, even quick voice memos, and they've held up really well. The Headphones Connect app gives you a good amount of control. EQ adjustments, ANC settings, device connection priority, and some features like speak to chat and ambient sound mode. To be honest, I don't use a lot of the fancy stuff. Speak to chat sounds cool, but if you're someone who sings along or talks to yourself while working, it just ends up being more annoying than helpful. But I do like that the app shows you your total listening time and alerts you if your volume levels are creeping into hearing damage territory. It's a nice touch. Now, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, there are some things you'll miss here. No automatic switching between Apple devices, no spatial audio via Apple TV, and no deep iOS integration. If that kind of seamless connectivity matters to you, AirPods Pro are probably the better choice. Sony's tried to replicate that experience a bit with things like 360 reality audio and Spotify Tap, but none of it feels quite as effortless or useful as what Apple's built for its own users. Another downside that bugs me a little? No user replaceable battery. This is common with earbuds, sure, but for something that costs close to $300, I feel like we're overdue for a model that lets you swap the battery when it inevitably starts to degrade. Sony does have a recycling program here in the US, but there's no trade-in or upgrade path. It just feels like a missed opportunity, especially since their over-ear WF-1000XM5s do let you replace the battery. So, should you buy the Sony WF-1000XM5 in 2025? If sound quality and noise cancellation are your top priorities, and you want a pair of buds that are comfortable for long sessions and sound damn near like over-ears, these are hard to beat. But if you're deep in the Apple ecosystem or want spatial audio on Android without needing a Sony TV, there are other options worth considering, like the AirPods Pro 2, Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, or Pixel Buds Pro. For me, these are still my go-to buds for music and travel. But I'm also testing a few new earbuds this year, including Sony's latest sleep-focused buds and whatever Google has coming up next. So if you want to catch those reviews, make sure to subscribe. And if you found this helpful, give it a like, and let me know in the comments what your current go-to earbuds are. I'm always curious to hear what people are loving. Thanks for watching. I'm RK, and I'll see you in the next one.